Alrighty, y'all. Hello. I hope you had an awesome weekend. We're back at it with a car show. Now, we have looked at only one or two like European car shows, videos, and of course, to me, they're pretty fascinating, right? A lot of cars I'm not going to recognize, maybe some of the same cars, but some slight differences, and of course, some awesome exotic cars that you wouldn't see here much. It's something that, of course, would be right up my alley. So this one was suggested many times over the last few months on Discord. I'm finally getting to it. This is something called the FOTU 24, or otherwise known as the Festival of the Unexceptional. Now, I love the name. That's already a pretty funny name, right? And from what I understand, it was described to me as a pretty massive car show that is, like the title implies, standard, ordinary cars, maybe some odd cars. So I don't expect to see a bunch of Lamborghinis and Corvettes and stuff like that, but a bunch of regular cars, which over time I have become a regular car nerd. I like exotic cars and sports cars and muscle cars as much as the next guy, but there's something fun and, I don't know, attainable about normal cars. And there's a lot of normal cars that are actually pretty cool. Now, I believe this takes place somewhere in the UK. This video was suggested to me. It's pretty long. It's like over an hour long. So I highly suggest watching this with the link down below. This is from a channel called Furious Driving. Looks like an awesome channel. And it looks like they're actually really close to 100K. So congrats to them. Make sure to use that link down there and throw them a subscribe so they can hit that milestone. We will only be looking at a very little bit of this. I believe this is somewhere in the UK. Past that, I really don't know much about it. So let's go ahead and take a look. This should be good.
Hello and welcome to Furious Driving into Grimsthorpe Castle, or Grimesthorpe Castle, here in Lincolnshire, or possibly the north of some kind. Anyway, we've
right away, I don't recognize anything yet.
All the way. Oh, it's a blue Alpha 145, just like mine over there. We've travelled all the way from Kent for the Festival of the Unexceptional, one of the biggest gatherings of the year. And I'm sorry if I sound a little bit tired and jaded already. It's 9:30 in the morning. I actually drove past that gate over there 45 minutes ago, and that's how long it took to get from there to the entrance and in with the car.
Whoa.
No queues, just a really long way. Anyway, I pulled in to the field, and immediately behind me, something very familiar looking. It's a Tomcat. Basically, it's my car in a different...
Whoa. All right, first up, this is a cool looking car. It's a coupe. I love the color. Very 90s, I would guess. This is either got to be 90s or late 80s. And I don't know what it is, but I like it a lot. It looks like an import, like, kind of Acura, Honda-esque of the time. But I have a feeling it's not. Maybe this is a European car, huh?
Different colour scheme, got virtually the same wheels. And the first thing he did was pop the bonnet and start putting oil into it. What's falling out of your car?
Oh, lots of oil. Yeah.
From where?
The head gasket outside the engine.
Hey, sounds about right. Ooh, I don't recognize this car at all. This is obviously a Volvo. Now, I couldn't tell you what model name. I'm not that sharp with Volvos yet. I'm getting there. I freaking love those. I want one so bad. Weird looking Honda. Kind of looks like a Honda Accord here, but it's like something looks different about it. Then I see a Mercedes. I don't really know anything else.
And having a bit of a look at everything around here. So
maybe a Toyota MR2.
Plenty of silly hats in effect.
This looks like a fun idea for a car show.
Begin already.
Look at that.
Citroen Estate LX hubcaps. Oh, prime chod.
Dude, that is awesome. You guys know I love Citroens. Cool. A beautiful Mercedes too.
Let's have a scoot around. Nice Honda there, coupe. Wow, that's a rare Toyota.
Whoa. What the hell's that? Is that
a Paseo?
Yes.
I think we actually had the Toyota Paseo in the US. They're super rare. I don't think they sold well. That's cool to see.
Wow. Is it a UK spec car?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, I almost forgot they imported them.
I didn't know they existed until I bought it.
No, I thought they were like Japan only or America only or something.
And I bought...
we had them in America, but they were not common. Not common at all. I used to be pretty big into the import scene, like, JDM cars when I was, first getting my license. And I knew about these at the time, but I never saw them. Like, I only saw them every once in a while on, online for sale. But here and there, that's it.
First row of 75.
Whoa, look at these. Dude, Alfa Romeos. They're so interesting to me. They're very bizarre, kind of like the same way. Whenever I see a Citroen in a video, I find them very like special, like interesting, because they stand out. They're not like really anything else. And over time, I'm kind of getting that same vibe from Alfa Romeo. They all seem very different and daring with their designs, and they don't seem to copy anyone, right? They're all very unique. And this is kind of a bizarre looking car, but I like it.
Of the day. I always think they're too new for this, but they are very popular here. Little Alfa GTV 916 platform, fabulous little cars. I keep
Damn, that is actually super cool.
being offered these for about 500 quid. I'm going to relent and buy one soon. Metro, obviously.
Be fun.
Peugeot 504. Wow. In truck form. That's
What the
hilariously
heck?
brilliant.
That's like
Another
a
Peugeot looking
truck?
suitably ratty. Peugeots do look their best when they're pretty much abused to death, which is fabulous. Polo E30. Wow, this is slightly old for this show, believe it or not. MG ADO.
Yeah, that almost looks too nice for this show, right? It's an MG.
Nice little cars, great drivers.
Nice. I don't know nothing about those other than one I looked at a few months ago for a video.
We're clearly in the French Quarter.
The MGT V8, I think it's called.
A 309.
Love that
Which is
309.
next to a Renault 5 GT
Look at this little Renault.
Turbo, but weirdly, the 309 base model is sort of more exciting in this context. Now this,
Another
wow,
Alpha.
that's lovely. That's basically my car, but I'm guessing not a cloverleaf. It's not got the cloverleaf wheels. It's got 146 Ti wheels on it. It's not got the body kit. Now, that's a 1.8 T
145, 1.6
Spark.
T-Spark. What the
Original
hell?
Alpha dealer sticker in the window.
Damn, some of these, dude, European cars, this is why this is a series on this channel. And I know they've been few and far between lately. I'm going to get back into these heavy, trust me. These cars, especially from like the 80s and 90s, it was a great era for cars over here. So naturally, it looks like it was a great era for cars in other countries as well. Now, from Europe, a lot of these cars are, dare I say it, like so bizarre. They're so bizarre. I freaking love it. That's why this show, I was super stoked to take a look at this, because you have all these normal and, odd cars in one place from Europe. So I'm not going to know 80 to 90% of them. Sign me up. I mean, this is so cool.
Oh, wow, what a lovely car.
I love that it's a manual. Like, that's how you know, though. That's how you know you're not in the U.S.
Next to an also very lovely.
It's so refreshing to see so many manuals.
Oh, it's on steels as well. Oh.
And that's something I've never seen other than some utility. We do have some Mercedes utility vehicles here, like vans and stuff, and they'll have Steelies. Now, I've never seen a Mercedes sedan with Steelies. That is hella cool. And that, like I said, I'm a weirdo. I drive a police car, an old Crown Vic police interceptor. It has the police Steelies, right? Like, it's got no options. It's bare bones. And I like it. That's how I want it. I'm a weirdo with cars. I like simple, basic cars. This Mercedes with Steelies, I want that. That's so freaking cool. I'd rather have this than like a fancy one.
Cool. Fantastic.
And I've never seen that spec here.
I wasn't going to go and do a car-by-car, blow-by-blow walk of the show, but
I've never seen a Volvo like that ever.
Multiple Volvo.
I'm going to guess we didn't have that.
340 and a 360.
That's kind of cool.
Very cool.
Kind of a sporty
Sporty
hatch.
Appearances, Generation Rover, more elderly stuff. Little Fiat, not Fiat, sorry, Fiesta. I'm already too tired. I have been up since 5 o'clock this morning, so cut me some slack if I say the wrong words. Lovely E30 just there, next to a real Capri. Oh, Defenders are always cool.
Ooh, nice, Land Rover.
Another ADO, that's cool. Metros, I think Metros are going to be very popular today, as are.
What are these Metros? I've heard of a Geo Metro, and I don't think that's the same car at all. Here in the States, we had something called the Geo Metro, which I'm pretty sure y'all had in European countries, and they had in Asia and Australia, like everywhere. But it was like badged as something else, depending on the market. But yeah, this just says Metro, so I guess would that be the brand? Yeah, never heard of that.
The Fiestas.
Little Ford. What is that? A VW. We have tons of Volkswagens here. They're popular, but I've never seen this little guy.
I don't even need to comment on it. I follow this guy.
Peugeots are so cool. Now this we have, and look at these. These look so damn good.
For a while on the way up, actually. I've seen a couple of Granadas today as well.
Ford
already.
Granada. Don't recognize that
nice
either.
Transporter, that's really tidy, that Transporter.
Yeah, these are cool. These are rare, but we have them.
There we go. That's how you double the horsepower of a Fiesta.
What the hell is that? Why is there like a racing go-kart on top of a Fiesta on the roof rack? Now that's what I'm here for. That's hilarious. Why not, right? I'm going to assume that cart is probably twice as fast as the car it's sitting on, correct?
Oh, cool.
At least 0 to 60.
On that. Another nice Rover R8 saloons. This is going to be a 400. GTI, lovely.
Rover, I got to learn about them.
Crikey.
What the heck?
Now, where was I going back to? Oh, yes. Here we go. Who are we going to be more excited about? The
What is this thing?
Matra or the Austin Allegro Estate? Wow, check out the beige and the brown.
I like that estate wagon too. What is that shape? What? Look at those lines. They're horrible in the best way. It's like, well, first of all, what are these vents for? Right? I feel like they make no sense. Also, the tailgate is like huge and the lines are kind of awkward, right? The taillights are a bit of an afterthought. They're way down here. Yeah, this is a dorky car. These lines are very like frumpy, right? It's very weird. It's so weird that I like it. This is like a miniature hearse gone wrong.
Wow, a 1300 Super. And this is the amazing three-seater. A Camzin and a Morena. Both three seats across. Yes, I believe they do. A middle one.
What the hell?
Both three seats across. Yes, I believe they do. A middle one doesn't look particularly comfortable, but you know.
How the hell are you supposed to shift?
Like a McLaren F1, it's a three-seater. Right. Oh,
okay.
That's cool.
I like it. That's out there.
A Datsun.
This is a Datsun, yeah?
Coronet? I'm going to need to look at the boot on this one.
I don't know my Datsuns too well, other than like a 280Z.
What a cool looking little thing.
That is cool though.
Love that interior. The fake wood on the dash.
Gotta love the faux wood, man.
Brilliant. I nearly brought my MX-5. No, I wish I had.
Always fun seeing
The
MX-5s.
yellow dials on that. Matches the McDonald's cup. Oh, nice seats in there.
That's a nice one inside. Wow. Dude, I gotta learn about these too. I've seen a handful of these at car shows only. I never see them on the road driving. I'm sure they're out there, but I'm just saying they're rare. But I have seen up close some. Are these proper name for these Austin Minis, right? Or just Mini Coopers? I don't know what they would have called them, but you know what I mean. Obviously, this is an icon, British icon, right? I wish we had more of these in the U.S. We have tons of the newer style, like the new era, 2000s Mini Coopers. They're just a normal car here, like anywhere else. But these old ones, I can't stress enough. This video doesn't do it justice. The first time I, ever saw one when I was a teenager at a car show, I can't believe how small these really are. They are tiny. I would love to sit in one. I probably couldn't even fit. Let's get real. I guess I should, I would love to attempt to sit in one. But these are hella cool. They look like they're a ton of fun. I mean, this has got to be so fun to just throw around. I mean, you can do anything you want in this car. It's so small and light and nimble.
And the beigest of beige, the base model beige Sierra. That is fabulously beige and basic.
Yeah, he just described it perfectly. He nailed it. That is the most basic blend-in car I've ever seen. And we didn't have a Ford like that either.
Look at the lack of much going on in the dashboard.
Look at the lack of soul in that.
The brownness of it all, it's fabulous.
But it's a manual. I'll take it.
Can I ask when you bought this car? Were you looking for a basic car or a beige car or both?
I felt a bit sorry for it. It was on its way to the scrapyard.
Oh no, you can't let that happen.
I've got another one. It's a red, low mileage, immaculate, that sort of thing. And then this one was couldn't find a home for a good few months. And
I'm surprised it wasn't snapped up. It's fabulous.
No.
I'll buy it. How much?
The chap was selling it. Had people coming to look at it. And looked at it and went, no, thank you. And then in the end, he was like, well, if I can't sell it, I'm going to scrap it. And then I sort of saw it and
had to save it.
Yes.
Well,
it wasn't quite in the shape.
No.
I bought it as
okay.
now.
Well, it looks great. I mean, it's obviously.
I mean, it's a normal car. Like, look, it's got a little what looks to be rust or some sort of paint missing there, and it's got a little imperfections, but that's what's fun about it.
A little bit.
It's a normal car.
Attention, but it's still lovely though.
It's never been garaged.
Wow.
Plenty of previous owners.
All the wrong things to say on an advert.
All the things for a disposable Sierra, but it's still going.
Brilliant, which is fabulous. Have a great day.
Look at these, dude. These cars are so dorky, man. I love it.
2 Defenders. I don't think I saw any Defenders last year, and now I'm seeing 2.
I miss when cars were like this. And the crazy part, I think why I really have gravitated towards foreign car markets, because Australia and New Zealand are the same way. You can still get base model, like really rugged vehicles like trucks and basic cars nowadays in a lot of other countries. Obviously, European countries tend to be that way as well. That is lost and pretty much gone here in the U.S. Now, of course, it was much more common even here back in the 90s and 80s and so on. So that's why I tend to like those cars. But that's kind of the reason, is because nowadays you just can't get basic transportation. Everything, even the cheapest, Toyotas and the cheapest Fords, like they're too jazzed up. They're too bloated looking, and they're not basic, and they have all these options even on standard cars, and so the price isn't that cheap. It's kind of weird. It's just an awkward time, like a kind of a bad time in certain aspects of the car market here in the U.S. In this time in history, right? On one hand, you could argue we have peak performance, like performance cars, muscle cars, all that stuff is kind of peaked. Crazy horsepower, crazy color, designs and rims and big tires and blah, 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 right? Trucks are too expensive, quite frankly, and I'm a truck guy, but they're just too much. But I mean, I guess you could argue like we're in a great era for trucks, like huge, tons of different trim levels and options out the wazoo and luxuries. But because of that, we've lost basic transportation. It's really frustrating. I'm sure you've read the statistic that even here especially here in the U.S., if you wanted to buy just a basic car with a manual transmission and cloth seats and roll-up windows, that's pretty much extinct. Like, that is literally extinct now. I don't think you can find it anywhere unless you buy a used car, of course. So, new, that dream is gone. You have to buy some bloated luxury beast on wheels. Otherwise, go home. There's nothing for you here. Okay, this is moving forward in the show. Remember, this is a really long video.
This is an accent.
And we'll only be looking at a little bit more, but this is an awesome 1 hour and 9-minute video. I'm definitely going to be watching this on my own time at some point, like the whole thing. So make sure to use the link down there and check it out. This is really well done.
SI.
Cool show.
And the pinkest little course that you ever did see.
Fantastic paintwork on that.
I like this idea of having a car show for normal cars. Because look, there are car guys, and there's just people that like the vibe and the environment of a car show. And maybe they don't want to, or maybe they can't attend. That's not true. You can attend a car show. Maybe they can't attend as like having their car in there, right? Like maybe they want to be a part of it. And not everyone has fancy muscle cars and Dodge Vipers and Lamborghinis and Ferraris, right? Of course, not everyone can afford those, and not everyone can find them, and blah, blah, blah. So it's nice to have a car show where normal people with normal cars can be in the limelight. I think that's actually really fun, and I think it creates a really cool community as well.
See through the paint.
I like this idea.
A bit of BL chod, a Maxi 1700 HL, and a lovely little Mini. Oh, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that Mini's cool.
Oh, wow, that's high.
Now, that is awesome. Let me say, huge fan of that car. Big rally DNA, if you catch a basic eye at this thing. Yeah. This seems too exceptional, though.
One of the things I
Wrong show.
I'll keep on seeing convertible Cavaliers at shows and saying, these are so rare, they don't exist anymore, and then seeing more. Hello. Wow, nice.
Dude, that is like my first car. Look at the doors. Is that a Ford Mondeo? They just have slightly different taillights. Otherwise, the rest of the car is identical. This is like my first car, Ford Contour in the U.S. I had the Mercury Mystique version, same car. Mercury is extinct. They used to be part of Ford, and they were like a step up. Not quite luxury, but like, I don't know what they argued.
So rare.
Sporty luxury, I don't know.
They don't exist anymore, and then see more. Hello.
Yeah, that's got the same interior, only it's right-hand drive. That's hilarious. It even had this little thing here, same doors, handles. Dude, that's a Contour.
Wow, nice saloon, a hatchback. Oh, 75.
I think those were called Mondeos, if I remember, in Europe.
Lovely. Get cruised by regally.
What is that? What is this thing?
Cortina.
Oh, that's cool.
Hello, sir. You all right?
Yes, sir.
Lovely.
It's another car I don't know about. It's kind of muscular looking. Beautiful Volvo.
A real Capri. Escort Mark IV.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
You guys had so many cool Ford Escorts, and we just had none of this.
It's adjusted for unleaded fuel as well. Check out that. Lovely.
Wow, seeing these old cars, like, look at this. It's a basic Volkswagen Golf, but seeing it in such good shape when you know it's decades old, there's something really, really satisfying about that. It just, like, it tickles me when I see a car like that, and it's so shiny and everything's so put together. God, that is so cool.
Granada, which belongs to a photographer called Aid, who...
Okay, does this have blinds in the back? I've seen that in some older cars. That cracks me up. That is hilarious. Kind of cool. Like, you could adjust them, right? Like blinds in your house?
Lives up in Scotland, works on a lot of car magazines. He imported this. Where's it from? Is it Holland, I think he imported from, or Germany? I forget now.
What? Did they not have the Granada in the UK? Was it only mainland Europe?
Story of how he brought it over. In Classic Ford magazine, I think it was. Cracking car, trailing
That's cool.
Back when you could do that without getting stung by import people.
Oh, man.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Whoa! Speaking of Mercury, here's a Crown Vic sister car, a 90s one. Ford Crown Victoria, this version known as the Mercury Grand Marquis. Love it.
Mercury is basically a Crown Vic in shabby posh form.
In horrible shape. I would still take it. This thing will run forever. Contrary to popular belief, this, maybe you have your opinion about American cars, and that's fine. This is a hella reliable, cheap to maintain, easy to work on American car. These things are tanks. I freaking love them. You've heard me say it a million times. I'll keep saying it. These 90s ones wouldn't be very quick. I mean, this would be a straight up boat. The newer, like 06 and newer ones handled quite well and were pretty fast for what they were. But this would just be a cruiser. Riding around in this, even if it looks like that, who cares? You are riding in the clouds. As long as you got a comfortable seat in there, you're doing well. That's a nice car.
Almost out barging the big barge over there, the Mercury, is this Lexus. It's a lot of early Lexuses now.
That thing's big too.
People have thought, wow, these things are awesome, and started buying them, and they are dirt cheap because no one saves or wants old luxury cars. However, that's awesome. Gentlemen over there.
That seems to be true about the luxury market. It's like you have like Mercedes-Benz and like even Cadillac Escalades here in the U.S. and Audis and stuff. They're all like so expensive, like $100,000 plus, brand new. But then it seems like after 4 or 5 years, they're worth like $28,000. It's like they lose so much value quick, the luxury brands, whereas some normal cars are like $45,000, and then like 5 years later, they're still like $39,000. They hold the most of their value. It's weird.
Over there in a green t-shirt.
Just depends.
As weirdly bought 2 base model Renault 19s this year.
These are cool.
100% there for it.
These are pleasantly basic. I like them. They're dorky. They're basic. Something about like the hood lines though, how they kind of meet in the middle here, and you have these nostrils. I kind of like it. I kind of like this. Another car, of course, I have no idea what it is, and we definitely didn't get them here, but I like it. One more clip, and I'm going to end it here. We saw this much of a huge hour-plus long video. Make sure you use the link down there. Check them out. This is an interesting Mini. I'm going to have him explain
That's what
it.
I've been looking for because it is absolutely fascinating. At the time, this is a 2002 Mini one. You could spend more on options than the cost of the actual car. This one, though,
Is that true?
the first buyer, and they've got the receipt to prove this, only picked 2 horrifically expensive items. They chose metallic black paint and leather seats, which is like 1,500 quid's worth of options just there. No chili, salt or pepper pack, no chrome pack, no fog lights, no...
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Very weird option car. It's got like nice black paint and it's got really upgraded looking leather, but then everything else looks basic. It's all body color. There's no chrome basically anywhere. There's no, red go fast badges. There's no like stripes or checkers or nothing. It's got literally, it looks like Steely's with hubcaps. So it's got ugly wheels. Now, I don't think they're ugly. I think they're actually cool. I've never seen this look on a Mini ever here. I'm assuming our Minis probably have less options than you can get overseas. But, they always have sporty type wheels. I've never seen this type of wheel. I love how it makes it look so basic. It's cool because Minis do have a cool shape, but it's kind of refreshing seeing one that looks kind of basic with like a hint of class instead of like all red with stripes and stuff. Like the ones here always have a lot going on. This one's very bare and I like it, but it is odd. Like he said, with the seats.
Alloys is standard on a Cooper. But no, it's a 1, but with...
Oh, it's called a Mini one. Okay, I've never even heard of that. I'm going to assume we definitely didn't have that in the U.S.
leather and metallic paint.
It's the same car, right? I mean, it looks like the same car as a Cooper.
I can only assume if someone had leather seats in every car they'd ever owned and they weren't going to have a new car without leather seats this time, even if it meant they couldn't afford anything else. Who knows?
Yeah, you always wonder with stories of interesting cars like that. That was awesome. Thank you to everyone that suggested this for a long time, since the summertime. This was on my list of stuff to look at, and this delivered. This is super cool. If you were able to attend this, or maybe there's a show similar to this where you're watching from, go ahead and tell me how it is. I got to look and find if there's anything like that around me. Of course, car show season is over now, so there's definitely a lot more to see on this whole hour-plus long episode, and of course being there in person would be top dog, of course, experience-wise. Really cool seeing a bunch of normal and odd cars from Europe. I mean, that's the perfect formula for me. So much to learn about. It's overwhelming in the best way. But I appreciate you watching. Keep up the great suggestions when it comes to the car world and stuff like this. I really think it's awesome learning about this stuff. And there's just so much to get to. So yeah, I do appreciate it. That being said, my name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all, stay safe out there. I'll catch you later.